What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Behold Galvatron and Unicron Companion Pack. So this was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Mr. Dr. Diecast sent this to me. Thank you for allowing me to take a look at this. I did have this on pre-order, but then I changed my mind because I saw what it came with. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the accessories and details. But we'll start off with this guy. Really kind of cool looking, to be honest. It does look really neat in this translucent deco. So we did look at the original. I'll just put him over here so you can kind of see how he looked. And obviously they've changed all the plastic to this translucent with the kind of white or white-ish panel lining. And that looks really cool. And then they changed this from orange to translucent pink. So all of that looks really nice. Here's the back, basically exactly the same mold as before, just all translucent purple plastics. There's some solid purple plastics inside as well, especially for some of the joints, which is a good idea when you're making figures like this. You want the joints to be out of a solid plastic so it doesn't break. He does come with some accessories, so you do get the two little ships here. These are done also in translucent plastic. Those look nice. I actually kind of like the way these look compared to the original, but either way, you can take these and these can attach here on the side or on his back. And you get two of those, so basically exactly the same. Those are nice little weapons they can also use as ships. All right, next up, you also get his little mini figures here, so I'll try getting close. You can actually see these things. They're teeny, tiny little things. I mean, almost to the point where I don't think they could have made these any smaller and any cheaper, but they're just great plastic. So starting from the left here, you've got Soundwave, Cyclonus, Scourge, Starscream, and Megatron. On this side, we've got RC, which is paper thin. I mean, it looks like it's going to break. I'm really cautious with these. Aren't mine. These are Dr. Diecast. So he sent them in a little paper. I guess they come wrapped that way, but these are like super easy to lose, super easy to break. So I want to be careful. But there's Grimlock, Cup, stay in focus, Ultra Magnus, and let's see, who do we have here? Is that Blaster? No, that's Perceptor. All right. And then on the long one here, we've got Snarl, Slag, Swoop, and Dirge at the very front. But beyond those, you do get a couple ships. So you get the Junkion ship. Now, this one, I believe, is supposed to be straight, but it's bent in package. It's kind of bent in multiple places, but you could probably just heat this up with a hairdryer and straighten it up. It does have some silver paint here and here, and then the rest is just a yellow plastic. Unfortunately, they did not give you another one of these. So this is with the original, came with this stand. They didn't give you another one. So if you want to mount it, you have to take the original ship off, which was the Autobot Ark here. Or I guess this is not the Ark. This is the ship they traveled in. But anyway, this has a orange plastic with silver paint on it. And it came with this attachment, and that allows you to mount it here. And here's the final ship you get, or another ship you get, is the Decepticon ship here. And I'm forgetting the name at the moment, but this one is also bent. So on the front here, again, you'd have to heat it up, but it is fully painted in purple and then silver on the front. And then you also get this one here. So this is the Quintesson ship. This has got silver paint here and then yellow plastic on the front and the back. Again, slightly bent here and there, but it's fine. Good enough. And this can also be mounted here. There's a little hole right there. And again, unfortunately, you don't get another mounting stand, but there are the ships you get. And the final accessory is his matrix, of course, on the chain. It is a translucent purple. You can actually take this off, but it's really tight, so I don't want to break it. But nice translucent, and then you got the purple chain that you can just fit over his neck here. You can plug it in, but it just sits awkwardly, so better off just kind of sitting it like that. And that looks pretty cool. Let's go over his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, so it's up and down. rotates all the way around. The shoulder rotates around on this joint, goes up on this disc hinge. Rotation at the bicep, although if you have this locked in, you can't move it, so you got to unlock that. We'll take these off the back as well. So if you unlock that, you can get a rotation at the bicep. Double joint elbow gets you the full bend. Rotation at the wrist. No finger movement or anything like that. You have a rotation at the waist. No ab crunch on this guy. Hip skirts here on the side. Those will move out of the way. The legs go up to there. Oop, his backpack's coming off. Up to there, back to there, out to the side, all in friction. Rotation at the thigh. Single jointed knee gets you 90 degrees. Ankle tilt, it's very tight on this one. I'm not sure why this one's tighter than the original, but it is nice and tight. And yeah, so there you go for articulation. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the Earthrise Optimus Prime. The funny thing about this is both of these are leader class, but we knew when we got this Optimus, he's not really leader, he's more like a Voyager. But because they had his trailer, they had to make him into a leader class. But there you go, he is, Galvatron towers over him. Now, it'd probably make more sense to have him with Rodimus Prime, but I don't have him available, so there you go for comparison. All right, now since we've already looked at this mold on my channel, we're going to get him transformed into his cannon mode, and then we'll be right back. You can check out my other review if you want to see how to transform him. And there we have Galvatron in his cannon mode. Really quite nice looking. I love how this turned out. The pink they used here really makes sense. You know, it's got that translucent look throughout, so it almost looks like he's being converted from Megatron. It really stands out. I love the colors. Here's the back. You can still take these and attach them. There's a little slot right here, so you can attach those right here on the side. These are pretty tight. I can't remember if the original were this tight or not, but either way, these will fit in right here, I believe. Yeah, so those will fit in there. So you can get both on to the sides there. And now you have that look. Pretty cool. And then you can take this, and again, it's your choice, but put this over here, and then you can plug it in right down here. And then he can hold his matrix. So there you go. And for this quick size comparison, there it is next to the Earthrise Alicon. So pretty big cannon. Kind of makes sense. And looks good. It's going to fit in. Just like the original Galvatron, it's going to fit in well with your War for Cybertron line. And because you know we got to do it, here is the Junkion ship poking through the eye of Unicron. Now I have the Shockwave Lab upgrade kit here, which turns on the eyes, so I can actually make it flashing or steady or just off. But there you go. He's poking Unicron's eye, and that looks cool. It is nice if you have the stand, you can display it like this, and maybe you can just put another ship down here or something like that. So final thoughts on the Behold Galvatron Unicron Companion Pack. Let's start with the positives, and we'll start with this figure here. It is the same figure as the Kingdom Galvatron, so there aren't really any changes to the mold or anything like that. So all the same negatives and positives. For positives, I think it really has a nice head sculpt, nice cannon, nice transformation, not a lot of waffles or holes. It does feel solid and robust, so I like that. I do think he's still a little bit squat. I said that in my original review, right? He's a little bit short, so his chest and legs look a little bit squished. But overall, a nice figure. The deco is really cool. I like what they did to make him look like he's being reformed, and that really does look good. Negatives-wise, it has to all do with this companion pack, the upgrade kit. Now, let's talk about that for a second. Now, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but people who are buying this set, this is not a retail set. It's not available in store. You can only buy it from Hasbro Pulse. So it's really for collectors, right? This is meant for collectors, specifically for collectors who bought Unicron, which is a $600 to $700, $800, depending where you bought it. That's an expensive figure, right? These aren't kids who are buying. This is adults. This is us. And then on top of that, people who are buying this upgrade want to complete this display piece. So the first issue I have is, why didn't they give us the little stand ports to put these ships on. Now that I have these, I've got my original Ark, which is actually a nice feeling ship. These are made of a cheap plastic that kind of bends. And I know you can put it in hot water or put it under a hairdryer and fix it, but why should I have to? I mean, this one was just fine. Why couldn't they make it out of the same plastic? Number two, they didn't give us the stand port. So I have got 3 ships. I can only display one. I'm going to probably keep this one. I mean, this is not my set, but if I had this, I'd keep this one. But I have no place to put these. These don't display because they didn't give us the, and there's clearly 2 holes here to put an extra 2 stand ports, but they didn't give it to us. So that feels cheap. And then on top of that, you get these little things. They're little gray pieces of plastic, unpainted, about as thin as you can get before it'll actually break. Right? I don't think they can make this any smaller or thinner. This is basically as small as you could go. So they went as cheap as they could. Now, how much does this set cost? It's basically $58 for this Galvatron and then these 3 ships and the little mini figures. And then the original figure was, I think, $50. So you're paying $8 for this upgrade. Is that a reasonable price? Yeah. But do I want to pay $8 to get junk? No. This is a collector's upgrade. It needs to have collector quality, and it doesn't. So this piece of the set I really don't like. I really can't recommend, but I do really like this. So I'm torn on this set. I guess I would recommend it just because this is a cool figure. But this just right here is just too cheap. They really needed to put a few dollars extra, maybe $10 more into this upgrade and make it something worthwhile for collectors who are trying to upgrade their Unicron display here. So that's all I have to say about this. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.